A governor's own aide just declared Davido banned from an entire state and threatened on camera that the singer could get his teeth knocked out at the airport if he shows up. Then, less than 24 hours later, that same state government came out and called its own aide an impostor and a fraud. So, is Davido actually banned from Edo State or not? And how did a joke about dancing turn into one of the messiest political celebrity feuds Nigeria has seen this year? Here's the full story in order. This is the Policy Pulse HQ. We follow Nigerian politics and power with the facts, the context, and the receipts. And this one has almost everything: an election feud, a leaked WAEC result, a government aide threatening violence, and the state government publicly disowning its own man. Let's get into it. This didn't start as a fight between Davido and Edo State at all. It started during the Osun governorship campaign before the August 15 election. Edo State Governor Okpebholo traveled to Osun to campaign for the APC's candidate Bola Oyebamiji against incumbent Governor Adeleke, Davido's uncle. At that campaign event, Okpebholo mocked Adeleke's well-known habit of dancing at public functions, saying, according to reports, "Before somebody signs paper, he will dance. Are you not tired?" Suggesting Adeleke had spent 4 years dancing instead of governing. Davido responded, but not with words. On his Instagram story, without any caption at all, he posted an image purporting to be Okpebholo's own West African Senior School Certificate Examination result, showing a run of D7 grades in subjects including commerce, economics, and English language, with government listed as E8 and mathematics as C5. The implication was obvious to everyone watching, even without a single word attached. If you're going to mock my uncle's seriousness, look at your own academic record. A lawyer, Timothy Tukbiele, called on Davido to apologize, arguing the post was disrespectful and that a governor's old academic record shouldn't be used as a political weapon. Davido didn't apologize. In an interview with News Central Television conducted in Osun after Adeleke's re-election win, he was asked directly whether he'd apologize. His answer, "I am not going to apologize. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just showing people in the state the result that their governor has." He went further, directly challenging Okpebholo's legitimacy. "You left your state, came to another state to rig, then start talking that my uncle is a dancer and he's not serious when the road to your government house is not done. First of all, you are not elected, you were selected. You didn't win those votes, sir. You don't know what it feels like to win an election." Note precisely what Davido is disputing and what he isn't. He's accusing Okpebholo of interfering in another state's election and questioning his mandate. Okpebholo won Edo's 2024 governorship election outright, 291,627 to 247,274, a result that has not been challenged in what's reflected here. Davido's selected not elected language is rhetorical needling about Okpebholo campaigning outside his own state, not a factual claim that the Edo result itself was illegitimate. On Thursday, August 20, Apostle Kassy Chukwu, Senior Special Assistant on Digital Media to Governor Okpebholo, and also General Overseer of Peniel Global Ministries, published a video shared by Peniel TV International in Benin City, declaring Davido banned from performing in Edo State for the remainder of Okpebholo's tenure. His exact words, "You have been banned from coming to Edo State to perform. We don't want to see you in Edo again." He went further, and this is where the story turned genuinely alarming rather than just a war of words. Warning Davido against visiting the state at all, Chukwu said, "David, we don't want to see you for Edo State again. If we catch you, if we see you for airports, now go there boys, make now you slap, they remove your teeth for you." He also claimed Edo youths were angry at Davido and warned that concert organizers who booked him in the state would face consequences. Separately, he alleged the WAEC result Davido posted was AI-generated, a claim that has not been independently verified either way in reporting reviewed for this script. For context on what this ban would actually mean in practice, Chukwu specifically referenced the remaining 6 years plus for this government, meaning Okpebholo's current term plus, implicitly, an anticipated second term since Nigerian governors serve 4-year terms renewable once. Here's where this stops being a simple celebrity versus government story and becomes something more interesting. On Friday, August 21, the very next day, the Edo State government itself moved to publicly separate itself from its own aide's statement. Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Kassim Afegbua, issued a formal denial. He didn't just say the aide had spoken out of turn, he went considerably further, calling Chukwu, in his own words, an enemy of Edo State, a fraud and an impostor. Afegbua's statement continued, "Our enemies are at it again. We did not ban Davido from entering Edo State." He said the state government was open to all people, regardless of their political or personal affiliations, and that if Davido wanted to perform in Edo in future, the government would work with him. He then added something genuinely warm given everything that had just happened. Davido is one of our illustrious sons whose mother hails from Edo State. He is exemplary and we are pleased to associate with him. He noted Davido's late mother was from Edo State, a real, if easily missed personal detail underpinning this entire dispute. Here's what we don't know and should be honest about. We don't have independent confirmation of whether Chukwu genuinely holds an official government role with authority to speak for the administration, or whether Afegbua's imposter characterization itself is accurate, or is the state trying to distance itself from an embarrassing episode after the fact. Both readings are plausible. What's confirmed is that two people, both publicly presented as affiliated with the same governor, said directly contradictory things within 24 hours, and one called the other a fraud on the record. Davido's logistics manager, Israel DMW, who is himself from Edo State, responded furiously and publicly, rejecting the ban outright and insisting nobody could stop his boss from performing or visiting the state. Separately, a former National Security Director of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, Apostle Eugene Ogu, took the opposite public position, praising Davido for what he called courage and civic responsibility in supporting his uncle during the Osun election, and calling on authorities to guarantee the singer's safety going forward, given the reaction his political involvement had generated. As of this recording, Davido himself had not issued a fresh, specific public response to the ban declaration itself beyond his earlier News Central interview, refusing to apologize for the original WAEC post. Step back from the theatrics for a moment, because there's a genuinely interesting pattern underneath this specific feud. Davido was an unusually active, visible participant in the Osun campaign, not just a supportive nephew, but someone publicly pressuring INEC over upload delays on election day, present at the Osogbo Collation Center, and publicly accusing named APC senators of trying to influence the result, a claim we covered directly in our Sun results breakdown. This Edo dispute is in effect the political fallout of that unusually active celebrity involvement spilling across state lines. Okpebholo, an APC governor, campaigned against Davido's uncle in another state. Davido responded in kind on his own turf, social media, where his reach dwarfs almost any Nigerian politician's. The teeth removed at the airport threat, regardless of how seriously it's meant to be taken, is also a genuinely concerning data point about the tone senior government-adjacent figures feel comfortable using publicly against a private citizen, celebrity or not. And it's worth noting that the state government's own swift, sharp distancing from that specific aid suggests even Edo's administration recognized how that language landed. So, is Davido banned from Edo State? Based on the government's own most recent, most senior official statement, no. The Commissioner of Information and Strategy directly and publicly denied it, called the aide who made the threat an impostor, and said the state would welcome Davido back. What's confirmed either way? A governor's aide publicly threatened a private citizen with violence at an airport. The state government publicly disowned that threat within 24 hours, and the underlying feud over a mocked dance habit and a leaked WAEC post is a reminder of just how far celebrity political involvement in Nigeria can now travel, from a campaign stop in Osun to a diplomatic incident in Edo. If you want us to keep following Nigerian political stories with the facts and the receipts, subscribe to ThePolicyPulseHQ and turn on notifications. And tell me in the comments, do you think Davido's WAEC post crossed a line, or was Okpebholo asking for exactly what he got?